What's going on, everybody? Today we're going over Queen Amid Ashes by Christopher Ruocchio, 2.5 in the Sun Eater series. This takes place right after Howling Dark. I usually hate novellas, and so far Christopher Ruocchio's novellas have been a hit for me. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. Now this book is quite short, probably about 150 pages. You're getting your money's worth. It's not a cash grab. It's not a money grab. You're getting what you pay for here, and that's more depth. And the very interesting thing about this novel is it feels like a parallel. And what I mean by that is it's like reflecting, it feels like this book is reflecting Hadrian Marlowe's journey. His potential future or his journey is being refracted into into what's happening before him. Okay, without providing any spoilers. And that's why this was really enjoying, and that kind of narrative choice and that choice to make this the novella was highly intriguing. So let's just get right into it. So by far the two highest elements for me was world building and prose and dialogue. So for world building, again, I don't just mean world building for knowing more about the Sun Eater universe. The world building in terms of building tension for the future, the world building of building tension for the morality of Hadrian Marlowe's future, and the tension of his transformation of being naive, stupid, goody-good kind of guy, and him becoming the Sun Eater. I think out of any book you've read so far from the Sun Eater, you see that the most here, but it's not done so obviously. It's just kind of, it's showing, it's done in a reflective way, and I thought that was really enjoyable. So that world building, and of course we get more Chelin, I always mispronounce this, Cielin, I'm saying it like I'm Spanish. And especially the horror aspect of that. I think this book, out of the previous two books, has much more horror. Makes you realize, okay, this alien species is, compared to the other alien species in this universe, very, very, you don't want to say evil, but very, how do you say, animalistic with its ordeals with other alien species like humans. So the horror aspect of this was entertaining to read. It provided a lot of world building. And again, for a novella, you have to have a purpose. And the reason why this book felt so satisfying is that it fulfilled that purpose. It was very clear from the onset, like what kind of philosophical, moral purpose this was serving and kind of the Hadrian Marlowe journey. So that was really enjoyable to read, and that kind of world building of the tension. So reading this, now I'm going into Demon in White, and I'm like, oh, okay. Now I know where Hadrian's going to be at in Demon in White. So that world building aspect was really cool. And that combines with the prose and dialogue. The prose was great. The introspective, melodramatic Hadrian Marlowe is entertaining to read, even though sometimes it gets a little bit annoying. But anyways, it's beautifully written. The horror parts are definitely horrific. I had this issue in the second book. There's just some things I have a hard time imagining with his description sometimes. I don't know if it's just a me thing. I haven't heard anybody else, so I might just be dumb, but just certain things are a little bit hard for me to imagine, especially the grandeur or the very grotesque. I don't know. I have a hard time imagining based on what the description is given to me. So, but anyway, a lot to like here in 150 pages. And emotional impact, I gave that 4 out of 5. I think, again, the arc of Hadrian in this short story is definitely hits you, and you kind of get an on-the-ground perspective of what the Cielin are doing, and also what, sometimes humans don't change, and the tendency of humans and the contradiction of morally bad aliens versus morally bad humans, so these kinds of things. And, the horrific elements of this, and yeah, like it definitely hits you. More so, I like this book in that, and how the Chelin impact humans. This book is the most impactful in that sense, where you get on the ground perspective of, oh shit, like this is what they're doing to our people. Like, you don't really get that as much in the previous two books, and you get that a lot here, and you're like, oh, okay, maybe I'm Team Human as well, right? Oh, yeah, I'm Team Human as well. So there's that. And also plot, 4.25 out of 5. Again, that quickness of the plot, gets everything done in 150 pages. Read this in 2 days, 1.5 really, and gets everything done, develops Hadrian Marlowe, deepens the world buildings, deepens the world building of the Chilean, and that reflective mirror on Hadrian, maybe that's going to be you one day. Is that what you're foretelling us, foreshadowing for us in your own journeys? So that's pretty cool. And of course, the lowest category is going to be 3.5 out of 5. I really enjoy books because of characters, and the side characters don't get a lot of action in the Sun Eater. That's something I will always hold Red Rising over many books, many science, sci-fi or fantasy books, is that Red Rising, although we have a main protagonist, you have so many side characters that fill the pages that you're like, ooh, like, yeah, they had that moment, or yeah, they had this moment, or they had that moment. And then they just bring a oomph to the page. And you're not really going to get that here in Sun Eater, because this is really a Hadrian Marlowe story, and that's just the case here. And to me, that just gets a little bit tiresome after so many pages. So, and I don't mean so tiresome where I'm getting bored of the book or tired of the book. I just mean that it becomes a little stale, and just a little bit stale, in my opinion. So overall, 4 out of 5 stars. I am very excited to go into this. I'm starting Demon in White right away, and let's see how this goes into the third book. I have to say, on retrospect, Crispin's novel, 1.5, The Lesser Devil, so far I would give that like a 2.5 out of 5, because at the moment it seems like Crispin has nothing to do with any future book, and that's like, then why did we have a novella? Why did I waste my money on a novella if he's not going to appear at all in the future? I hope I'm going to be wrong, and that we get Crispin in the future as like this kind of grown, older version. And I'm not saying there needs to be some brotherly conflict, but just some appearance, and then you see his transformation, and then Adrian would be like, oh damn, like my brother grew up, like he's someone I could admire now. That would be cool. Or otherwise, that book is going to feel really pointless to me. But anyway, 4 out of 5 stars. Let me know what you guys think.